Welcome to the Simonside Hills. Very lucky to have this place 30 minutes away from home to the car park. It's what you could call my gym. When I started walking with Andy last spring to get training for this sort of lakes challenge, the 7 Peaks thing. This is where we started training. I thought at the time my legs wouldn't be up for my knees and everything else, so we've walked basically here every single week since then. So even during the winter we just put the head torches on after work, get the place locked up, get straight up here, and we do a couple of circulars, either a 7-mile circular or we do an 11-mile circular heading down after the Simonside Hills to Tossin, then across to Thropton, up over the hills of Rothbury, back down and do a 11-mile circular. So it's a beautiful place. I'll give you a little twirl around. You can see the Cheviots across there, the wheel back of the Cheviot, then hedge up, then probably bloody bush edge next to that. Scanning around the sort of brow of the hills at Rothbury there, then the crags up at the back, leading to the ridge of the Simonside Hills. So tonight, a little bit different. I've never actually wild camping around these areas, but now it's getting later at night. Still can have a full day with the family, get your brownie pints and get out at the end of the day. It doesn't get dark now till 8 o'clock. So last Sunday when we were doing this walk, I had a little bit of a scan, found a little bit of a spot, a little bit more of a woodland camp. So we'll head off. Shows this, it's off the track a bit with a helibash, but it's the views when you just come out. This is where I'll be spending most of the time until it gets dark. This part of the forest was absolutely devastated. Snowballing. See across there, there's still some bits to be sort of cleared up. It was flattened completely in huge swathes. The paths were shut. over 6 months, I would say, when they were making it safe, clearing the wood. There's nobody left on the tracks now, which is great. I think I'm going to bring me things down here to eating the stuff tonight. I was hoping for a bit of a sunset, but looks to be a little bit too much cloud on the horizon. Back up to the Chevets. By looking at this, you wouldn't want to fall down those crags. You'd get stuck. It's a stunning spot. More been getting into the hiking and the wild camping. At first I didn't think the wild camping was part of maybe doing longer trails. That's what interests me, and so being able to go out on multi-day adventures. But after I did my first wild camp on Mordale Hill Bell there and got some of those views, blew me away. Just I couldn't stop thinking about the next time I was going to better get out and experience like that, views like that. I'm not naive enough to know you're not going to always get it. The one watching the YouTube videos and everything else, and you get suggestions. You see a lot of the bushcraft ones, and first I was watching, there's a lot of people, local lads actually in the forests behind Simonside Harwood, do a lot of bushcraft videos in there. And at first I was watching them, I was thinking, you know, the bottom line is this is just men playing as boys making dens in the woods. And I was watching it, I was going to be honest, I was half fancy it, she's a lot, to be honest with you. As a kid, you know, we only had 3 channels on TV. Then just before Channel 4 come out, and summer holidays, weekends off and everything, you were always outside. In our gardens where we were brought up, we had a little bit of a garden, and the rest was like a little bit of a, nobody cared for it, parts of it, so it's just overgrown bushes and everything else. So building dens was me sort of go-to thing. I was terrible. I would dig holes underneath banks to make sort of tunnel dens and everything. My mum was getting worried. My dad had to come and fill them back in, just because I buried myself alive in some of these things I was digging. And I think that's what it is. It is a little bit of the childhood, but it's the freedom, isn't it? There's a little bit of hunter survival thing there as well. And when I was a kid, I was well into that. I think what started it off is probably first blood. At that time, I was in the army cadets and everything else. So I bought the Survival, Escape and Evasion book and was studying that. And we used to sort of badger our corporals, let's do a survival weekend, let's do a survival weekend. And they used to take it out, and I was always the one doing the big bend over sort of traps to lift the rabbit back up. I was well into it. I had my own little Rambo knife and everything, sewed the DPM onto it, all camouflage. And I said to my mum, you've got to have a night when you go to cadets, but you only allowed to take it out when you go into cadets, you know. There's a big old screw-on handle, fishing twine and everything in the handle. So I've always, well, as a kid I was well into it, but you know, you get too busy with life, don't you? Sometimes, and I've been a workaholic most of my life. It's getting to the age where the two boys moved out, and you know, you start to get a little bit more free time. And this hobby, the walking in the hikes and the trails, is definitely just up my street. I've never felt this fit. So I can't see myself getting out a lot this summer when there's the lighter nights. I do like a winter camp. I was so lucky on the West Highland Way that last night on Devil's Staircase. That winter camp was just absolutely outstanding, breathtaking views. But I've always loved the woodland as well. I mean, I haven't really got a kit. The spot where I'm at, I would love to be just down here on the crags. There's no way you would get a tent, but you would get a tarp and bivvy. See, I sort of know the words now, tarp and bivvy. But all I've got at the moment is the Helm 2, so that's going to have to do. But this would be perfect for that sort of camp. Always had a thing for woodland. There's such a peaceful feel about the place. But anyway, I'll stop waffling. I'm going to make myself a cuppa and enjoy the last of the sun. Pity it's gone behind the clouds. Doesn't look like we're going to get much of a sunset, which is a pity. It's up there. It's the wheel back is Cheviot. But I want to explore all the crags before it gets too dark. There's a lot of history with these, around these parts of the hills. There's hill forts around, and there's sort of Neolithic stone carvings on the stones. Is it cup and ring they call them? There's also a lot of local legends of dwarfs what roam these parts and trying to lure solo travellers into sort of to the depths. Legends of travellers going around and being lured to a nice warm fire only for dawn to break and the dwarf to disappear and realising we're about to go over the edge of a crag till the death. So I've got to make sure, if I'm dreaming of nice warm fires during the night, I don't bloody sleepwalk. I've got to take care of my footing on the crags up here. Sort of gaps and there's rocks. Coming in to sort of kit out a little bit. The only addition to the kit really is I borrowed, and I've got to ask myself, a yoga mat. We've been a woodland camp. I've had a good clear make sure there's no twigs, but I didn't want to risk popping me mat. I got dark quick. Too busy just walking around. Went back up and just had a drink of water. I haven't even had a brew or something to eat yet. I just don't feel that hungry after the fish and chips today. How it look on Instagram, actually got signal here. See Annie Walls on the Cheviots and trying to get a picture of it. It was getting dark, but the Cheviot just clagged out completely in behind us, which you'll not pick up on the GoPro. That's the mist is coming really in. Can't see anything in the sky. It's but it's nearly 9 o'clock now. The time's flown by. Just having little walks around. Just so peaceful up here when everybody's sort of got back in the cars and gone home. That's why I left it late till, to come up. But it's just nice. So peaceful. I'll wait a little much later on to blow up the airbed as well, because it's not very stealthy, that. The noise of the flex tail. But no, if I don't bring it back later on, we'll see in the morning. I'm going to check what time sunrise is. The forecast doesn't look good for it, but set an alarm, have a double check, because it'd be nice to go up on the top of Simonside and catch the sunrise. If there's any chance across the North Sea, you get good views across the North Sea when the visibility is good. But either way, I'm going back that way. I'm going to climb up on the top of the crags on the top of Simonside and go back down the ridge. It's a nice walk. But I'll be back up tomorrow night as well, because we'll walk every Sunday night around these hills. And also my daughter's going to be with us. She's doing the Duke of Edinburgh, so she's got to prove she's been doing the hiking and everything first. And to go for that, I couldn't believe it. I was saying for the Duke of Edinburgh, they'll have a 65 litre pack. She's only 14. She's like that. It's a 65 litre. So I give her a go of mine when I was packed up for the West Highland Way with 15 kg on and a 55. She got a bit of a shock. So I don't know what sort of kit they'll be issued when they're doing that. Good morning. Really peaceful sleep last night. You could hear sort of the wind blowing across the pine trees above, but wasn't moving the tent at all. Put you to sleep quite quick actually. Did end up having the food which I brought, but I just about dropped up, then realised I was hungry, so made something to eat and I went straight off. Set my alarm for 5 o'clock, put my head out of the tent. It's a bit cloudy, but it's looking like it's going to break, so I've already let my air mat start to deflate when I have my cuppa, because there is a little bit of colour in the sky. I would like to catch that, so I'm going to have my cuppa, get packed up, and I'd bring it back when I'm walking back.